Happy Easter, boys and girls. Well, I have a brand new Bible verse to teach you today. And my Bible verse is actually the words of the angels when Mary went to the tomb and saw that Jesus wasn't there. The words that we're going to say for our Bible verse are the words that the angels said. And it goes like this. He is not here. He has risen. Want to try it with me? Here we go. He is not here. He has risen. And that comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 6. Well, let's see what today is. Do you remember the month's name? April. Say it with me. April. And the year is 2020. Let's see if we can find today. Can you point at the square for today? Did you find this one? And if we go up, it tells me what day of the week it is. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Thursday, April. Let's see what this number is. Let's count till we get to this number and see what its name is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's the number 16. Today is Thursday, April 16, 2020. Now let's see what pattern piece goes there. Our last one was a ladybug. So if you come up to my pattern, the last one is a ladybug. So where do we go after that? Do you remember? We go back to the beginning. And we'll go grab a caterpillar. Today is a caterpillar day. All right, are you ready to count to 20? This time we're going to stretch up really high, one arm at a time. Make sure you're counting with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, guess what? It's time for a new unit, and what we're going to learn now is some more numbers. We've already learned some of them. Do you remember what this number is called? 3. Good job. And then we learned this one already. Do you remember what it's called? 5. Great job. This one's a little number. What's its name? 1. And we learned what this one was. Do you remember what it's called? 4. And then we learned one more that looks like this. And it's called 2. Well, I have a new one for you today. And this one's going to use both of our hands. And remember we sang a song about some ducks for our program? Do you remember how many ducks there were? 6. Remember how we use all of this hand and one off this hand? And we sang about the 6 little ducks? Well, that's my number today. Would you like to see what it looks like? Looky here. So here's those hands, all of these fingers and one off this finger. And when you put them together, it makes 6. This is what the number 6 looks like. It has a circle shape at the bottom. And then this part coming up here, to me, it kind of looks like a tail that's going up like a dog's tail or something. And it's called a 6. Well, in my boxes down here, I have 6 dots. Can you help me count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the dots for this hand, And here's the dot down here that matches that finger. 6. Let's see if we can do some things 6 times. You do them with me. Let's try first to clap 6 times. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. What else could we do 6 times? Let's pat our legs 6 times. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. What's that number again? 6. Can you make one in the air with your finger? Follow my finger. Start here, and we're going to start with the tail. So the tail comes down, and now we're going to make a circle shape. Circle. 6. And I'm going to go over to the table soon, and I'm going to show you we're going to do an activity with the number 6. Well, today, to practice the number 6, I have a paper for you. I've included this paper for Mom or Dad to print out for you, but if you don't have a printer, Mom and Dad can make a paper that looks like this. They can write numbers on the paper, and we're going to go on a number 6 hunt. So here's what the number 6 looks like. It has a tail and a circle. So we're going to see if we can find some number 6s. So I'm going to lay my paper down in front of me, and this is what I have to do. When I see a 6, I'm going to take a crayon or a pencil or a pen or a marker, and I'm going to circle it. Let me show you. See how I put a circle around that? Now let's look at this one. Can I circle this one? Shake your head. No. Remember its name? That's a 4. Can I circle this one? Shake your head. Yes, it's a 6. So I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to circle it. There's a 6. Can I circle this one? That one's name is 8. How about this one? That one's a 2. Now I'm not going to do the rest of them for you. You can do the rest of them yourself. What number are you going to circle? The number 6. Good luck. You'll do a great job. Well, in celebration of Easter, I've got a great Easter story for you. It's called The Parable of the Lily by Liz Curtis Higgs and illustrated by Nancy Munger. This book is kind of like that pumpkin patch book we read when we went out to the pumpkin patch. It's the same author, so I hope you enjoy it. The Parable of the Lily. One wintry day, the farmer's young daughter shuffled through the snow, headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brrr, it was cold. Aren't you glad we're not in winter anymore? Me too. She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise, it was addressed to her. It's always fun to get mail. Dear Maggie, the letter began, I'm sending a very special gift just for you. Look for it soon. Maggie loved getting presents, especially a gift as mysterious as this one. When would it come? Who was it from? What would it be? Well, the farmer's daughter waited and waited, some days patiently, some days not so patiently. Do you remember that word patient? We've talked about that. It's being able to wait. When you're expecting a gift, it's very hard to wait. But then one very ordinary afternoon, a box appeared on the doorstep. The gift had arrived. The cat's checking it out. The farmer watched as his daughter excitedly tore off the wrapping paper. He was eager to see what she thought of her present. But Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at a small wooden crate full of dirt. Dirt was not at all what Maggie had hoped for. Poking out of the soil was a small piece of paper that told Maggie how to care for her gift. It says, hide in a cool, dark place, water as needed. When spring comes, bring it into the light. Try to guess what's in that dirt. Do you have an idea? Then she knew it must be a growing thing. Is that what you were thinking? Something that grows? like a bulb that would someday bloom into a plant. Oh, here's another hint. On the box it says live plants. I think she got a plant. Oh dear, her long-awaited gift wasn't a toy or a doll or a game after all. Does she look like a happy girl? Mm-mm. The farmer could see that his daughter was very disappointed, and his heart grew sad, because that gift was from him. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the darkest corner of the cellar. That's kind of like a basement. And she left it there on a shelf. Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time, Maggie just plain forgot. The farmer did not forget. He just waited and he watched. Spring came at last. The air was warmer, and the gray skies had melted into robin's egg blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, getting the soil ready for the seeds that filled his pockets. He's got all sorts of seeds here. I see pumpkin and something green, like maybe lettuce and radishes. Springtime. Maggie wanted to help, so she marched down the cellar steps to get her own Maggie-sized gardening tools. And that's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the darkest corner of the cellar, Maggie knocked that forgotten crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces, soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb that rolled to her feet showed no signs of life. I'll let you get a closer look at that. That is a flower bulb, and it fell out of that dirt. Look at her face. Uh-oh. What a mess! Maggie was now mad at that box and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and she threw away that old broken box, grumbling under her breath. And that ugly old flower bulb, she just tossed it out of the cellar, never to think of it again. Until Maggie woke up earlier than usual on Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her bedroom window and the chirping birds seemed to call her name. Still dressed in her nightgown, Maggie tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils or tulips to decorate the table for her Easter breakfast. So she was going to go over here and pick some flowers. And that's when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God ever made was blooming on the edge of her father's flower garden. Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet. Its leaves were green with new life, and its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Wonder where that came from. Do you have an idea? Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry or shout with joy, so Maggie did all three at once. Wake up, everybody! Wake up! Come see! The gift is alive. That was that ugly bulb she threw out. It grew into that beautiful lily. Her family hurried out to the garden. They couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from such an ugly box of dirt. Well, Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching, and his smile gave away his secret. Oh, Father, it was you who gave me that lily, Maggie squealed with delight. And suddenly her little girl's smile began to fade. Oh dear, she'd thrown away her father's gift, which without so much as a thank you. How that must have hurt him. I'm sorry, Daddy, she said, putting her little arms around his big waist. Will you forgive me? Oh, my child, the farmer whispered, hugging her tight. That's what Easter is all about. Remember that word forgiving, where Jesus takes away our sins? This father forgave her for not thanking him for that lily, just like our Father forgives us for all our sins and takes them away and washes us white as snow. The end. Happy Easter. Well, that's all for today. Goodbye, goodbye to you and you and you. Goodbye. Over you. See you next time.